She had only stepped out to attend a party. But when she returned home, what she found shook her. Her daughter, Sarah, was lying lifelessly on the bed, skipping school without a care. Furious, the mother lashed out, scolding her harshly and demanding she get dressed and head to class immediately. But Sarah wasn't the type to back down. Instead of listening, she argued right back. Their heated fight ended with both storming off in anger, a moment that seemed small at the time but would soon spiral into something far darker. After her mother left, Sarah slipped quietly out the back door. She didn't go to school. Instead, she wandered the streets aimlessly, strolling until late into the night, refusing to return home. What she didn't know was that this simple act of rebellion would lead her straight into a nightmare. A black van pulled up beside her. Inside was a stranger. Sarah, trying to act tough, attempted to scare him off. But the man calmly explained that he was from a shelter, only concerned for her safety this late at night. He even handed her a business card, insisting she could call him if she ever found herself in trouble. Reluctant but polite, Sarah took the card. The man introduced himself as John before driving away. It seemed like nothing more than a strange encounter, until John picked up his phone the moment he left, calling his two associates and giving them Sarah's location. Minutes later, his men spotted her near a restaurant. With wicked smiles, they parked nearby, waiting for the perfect moment. Eventually, Sarah left the restaurant and began walking quickly down the street, completely unaware that danger was closing in. A woman suddenly approached her, pretending to be kind, offering to give her a ride. At first, Sarah refused. Why would a stranger take such a risk for her? That very hesitation convinced Sarah she could trust this woman. But the kind stranger wasn't who she appeared to be. She suddenly grabbed Sarah, forcing her toward her car under the pretense of going to the police. Before Sarah could scream, everything went dark. When she woke, her mouth was taped shut, and she was trapped in the trunk of the car. The vehicle sped off into the night. After what felt like hours, they stopped at a remote house. The men dragged her into a cold, underground basement. Her heart raced in terror as she saw the truth. She wasn't the first. Inside were several other girls her age, their lifeless eyes staring into nothingness. They looked like broken dolls, stripped of hope. Sarah realized she had fallen into a predator's den. The captors shoved her onto a bed, warning her that any attempt to escape would mean death. Shaken, Sarah tried to speak to the girl beside her. At first, the girl was too terrified to say a word. But with Sarah's persistence, she finally whispered the horrifying truth. Every day, they were forced to dress in revealing outfits and pose in front of cameras, performing for wealthy clients overseas. Meanwhile, Sarah's mother grew frantic. Her daughter hadn't come home, and her phone went unanswered all night. Panicked, she tried posting online for help. Suddenly, she received a text. It was Sarah, claiming she was safe. Relieved, the mother almost let it go. But something felt wrong. She immediately called back, only to hear no answer. She didn't know the terrible truth. Sarah's phone was already in the kidnapper's hands. The message had been sent by them to throw her off. But Sarah's mother was sharper than they expected. Sensing something was terribly wrong, she drove straight to the police station, begging Officer Tom, who had long admired her, to help find her daughter. But the law has its limits. Since Sarah hadn't been missing for 24 hours, they couldn't open a full investigation yet. Tom, though worried, told her to start by checking the shelter. In the meantime, he promised to escalate the case to his superiors as fast as he could. The woman quickly arrived at the shelter, unaware that its director was none other than John, the leader of the human trafficking ring. When she explained that Officer Tom had sent her, John put on a convincing act, promising he would do everything to help find Sarah. But behind closed doors, he continued his heinous crimes, forcing the girls he had captured to dress provocatively and auctioning them online. Sarah, striking in both looks and presence, quickly became the star of the operation. While preparing to move Sarah, John maintained the illusion of helping her mother. Missing person posters were plastered across the city, reporters were called, and it all appeared as if he were genuinely aiding the search. Sarah's mother, grateful for his apparent dedication, felt reassured. But in a fleeting moment, she noticed a phone in a drawer labeled with a girl's name, something she didn't consider at the time, trusting John's help. Meanwhile, Sarah endured endless torment in the basement, learning she was to be sold overseas. Defiant to the very end, she refused to comply. To intimidate her, the villains punished another girl in front of Sarah, hoping fear would break her spirit. But Sarah remained unyielding. Frustrated, they escalated. One of the henchmen ambushed Sarah's mother in a narrow alley, brutally beating her and stealing the necklace she always wore. When Sarah saw the necklace and the photos of herself and her mother inside, fear finally took hold, leaving her no choice but to agree to go along with their plan. Meanwhile, Officer Tom, hearing about the attack, rushed to her home. But just as he arrived, his phone rang, a reminder of the horrors taking place in the basement, where young girls were forced to pose for wealthy clients. Resistance met with brutal punishment. That day, Tom received a chilling call reporting a female corpse in a nearby neighborhood. Panic gripped Sarah's mother. Could it be her daughter? Trembling, she followed Tom to the scene. With a deep breath, they lifted the covering, only to discover it wasn't Sarah. Relief washed over her, but instinct told her this death was linked to her daughter's disappearance. Tom comforted her, assuring her that the police would investigate thoroughly. The victim was identified as a girl named Dami, but the cause of death still awaited the coroner's report. Returning home, the woman caught a news segment about John's cross-border timber business. Something clicked. Could this be a front for his criminal activities? People who appear good often hide the darkest secrets. Recalling the phone with Dami's name she had seen in John's drawer, she realized the truth. Wasting no time, she confided in Officer Tom, urging him to take her to the timber warehouse to confront John. Armed and determined, she brought a close friend along for backup. At the warehouse, they discovered one of John's henchmen pouring gasoline, clearly trying to destroy evidence. Seeing the women armed, the criminal hesitated, giving her friend the chance to seize his gun and lighter. Just when victory seemed within reach, John lunged, pushing her friend and sprinting toward his vehicle. A well-aimed shot to his arm forced him to stop. The woman rushed to the back of the truck, searching desperately for Sarah. She found other terrified girls, but no sign of her daughter. Frustration mounting, she pressed John at gunpoint for answers. Finally, he revealed Sarah's location. She raced there and saw John forcing Sarah toward a car. In the ensuing chaos, John was shot and killed, and mother and daughter were finally reunited. Relief and joy overwhelmed them as police swarmed the scene. After surviving this terrifying ordeal, Sarah would never again defy her mother in the same way. One painful lesson had been learned. Once bitten, twice shy. If you enjoyed this intense story and want to see more thrilling movie recaps, don't forget to like this video. Drop a comment below telling us which part shocked you the most, and make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss an exciting story from us.